Hey guys, welcome to episode 3 of the Princess Diaries, and today we are focused on Tiana and the icon that she is. So for this episode, I'm going to be making some beignets, because as we know, beignets are a staple in the Princess and the Frog movie. So I will be making those, and then I'm having my dear friend, named Brielle come over, and we're gonna eat those beignets and watch the movie and just have a great time. So yeah, let's get into making these. Alright, I just put out the dough to rise in the other room, so we shall see what happens. Hello everyone, welcome to the guest segment of this episode. I'm here with my good friend Brielle, and we're just going to talk about all things Princess and the Frog. So for my survey, she wrote that her favorite princess was Tiana. So I'm going to ask her a few questions, and it's just going to be a jolly old wonderful time.
There we go.
Then we have Sammy here too. She decided to make a cameo. She made one in another video too. It was really funny. Yeah, home baby. So, let's get into it. So I know I already said it, but you want to tell everyone your name?
Hello, I am Brielle Presti. I am a very good friend of the wonderful Caitlin right here. And yeah, I go to CBCS too, and I am also a senior who is working on capstone too, so.
Wonderful.
Yes, we're all in it together. Very much.
Yeah.
Oh, bye, Sandy.
Okay. So you wrote that your favorite princess is Tiana.
Yes.
Can you please explain to us why your favorite princess is Tiana?
I can. So, I mean, it definitely helps the fact that The Princess and the Frog came out in, 2009, and granted, I was, 2 years old, but it's, one of the first movies I remember seeing in theaters, so that kind of helps the case. So I grew up with the movie, definitely, but the character Tiana, I just love, because I love her sense of just hard work and determination, and, not letting anything coming in her way to pursue what she wants and dreams about. And she's such a driven character, and almost like a role model of how I want to be. And such a hard worker, and it definitely, I love how the movie kind of highlights that the time era, it's definitely difficult for Tiana specifically to reach her goal and her dream because of the time era of women and her ethnicity, unfortunately, during that time. And she doesn't let that stop her, and she gets that restaurant at the end and stuff. But yeah, no, I also wanted to own a restaurant when I was little too, and so that definitely helped my case with loving Tiana. But I just love the personality of Tiana and just how driven she is. So
Wonderful. My second question: what is your favorite part of the movie, specifically?
My favorite part of the movie, well, all of it. I don't know. I kind of love just the love story between Tiana and Naveen, because I love how she changes him for good. Yeah. Seriously, in the beginning of the movie, he's just this rich, spoiled little kid, and it's oh yeah, no, I don't have money, and I don't care and stuff. But throughout the movie, seeing how Tiana is so driven and stuff, as an influence, as I look at Tiana as a great influence, I think he does too. He eventually wants to put everything down and make her dream happen and stuff. And I just love the how he changes, and I love how she also changes too. And she was so in her own world, but also it's okay to do other things on top of pursuing your goals. So I love the whole love story in it, but that's my favorite part. That kind of helps.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. What was my third? Oh, my third question was, okay, so there are obviously a lot of amazing songs in that movie. Obviously, it's jazz from Louisiana, so obviously it's going to be very good. What is your favorite song?
Oh my gosh. The like Evangeline one, I don't exactly remember what exactly it's called because it's like in French, and I know if I try to say that, I'm gonna fumble that. But it's like the one where it's like the like, Firefly, like Ray is singing it. Like I just love that song. It is just such a pretty song, and I just love like the like, was it like the trumpet like solo in it, and like I don't know, it's just so like nostalgic to me and soothing because like I said, I used to watch the movie a ton growing up, and so just like hearing it, it just kind of like brings a sense of like nostalgia and just like peace. But it's just like such a pretty song. That and Almost There, I will say that song has carried me through the last few months of senior year because senioritis is real and trying to fight it is definitely a personal war. But the last couple weeks driving to school, I have been playing Almost There because I think it is a very good motivational song. Like almost there, like you got this. So.
Almost there, we got it, we got it.
So
yeah,
I'd say those two.
Yeah,
but they're all so good. I love the whole soundtrack.
Well, thank you for answering these few questions.
You're welcome.
Now we're gonna watch the movie, and it's gonna be great. And then the beignets will be made eventually. The dough is still a work in progress, but you will see the beautiful work of the beignets. Hi, Sam.
I just thought she wants to say bye.
Yep. Sandy, say goodbye.
She's camera shy.
Alright, well, we'll see you in a second. This is the first beignet.
It's like a brownie.
Wait, hold on. What is this? It like burns it to a... I mean, it's cooked.
Is it really?
Actually, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It like burnt the outside.
It's like one of those...
We're gonna try this again.
Yeah.
So those are their beignets, and these are ours. It's very, very... I don't even think they're cooked. I can't believe you just took a bite of that. They're so bad. I can't even. But I also made them gluten-free, which probably wasn't a smart idea, but it's fine.
Still in my mouth.
Spit it out! You don't have to eat it. Here, Sadie, come in. Sadie, you can eat it.
Dog instead. What do you do when she spits it out?
Die.
You're sick?
She ate it. I promise I can bake. It's just that was just not it.
No.
The first mistake was making them gluten-free. That was mistake number 1, but it's okay. Hey guys, so I'm sure you know the drill by now, but this is the personality segment of this episode where we are going to break down Tiana's personality, how we see that play out in her film, and how that affects her decisions and her relationships. So, for those of you who do not know, Tiana is an ESTJ. So she's extroverted, she's sensing, she's thinking, and she's judging, right? Those are the 4 personality traits that make up who Tiana is. And you guys know the drill, but here's a quick rundown of what an ESTJ is and some of their core traits. So the first one is ESTJs value tradition and order. And they also value honesty and dedication, right? They value hard work, right? Can kind of see why this fits Tiana, right? All right. And then STJs are your typical model citizen. Like when you think of STJs, you think of model citizen, right? They are the ones who are upholding the law. They are the ones that are helping out their neighbors, and they value community, right? Very much a model citizen. Like that's very much ESTJ. Right? And then they're also very dedicated individuals who tend to finish the things that they start. Right? They don't like kind of stop. They really seek to finish the things that they start, right? And so because they are constantly finishing what they are starting, they are very much reliable, trustworthy people. They're kind of typecast as that, which is amazing. Great, good for them. And another thing about ESTJs is because they have such a good work ethic, they tend to expect that work ethic will be reciprocated, whether that's in relationships or in the workforce or in school. Wherever it is, they're like, I'm working hard, so the person next to me should work just as hard as I am because I'm working that hard. That's kind of the mentality they have, which is a good thing and it's a bad thing. But, that's just classic ESTJ. And then they also, and by they I mean ESTJs, tend to be strong-willed, direct, honest. They value organization and order. Like, once again, starting to sound like Tiana a little bit, isn't it? And another thing, ESTJs tend to be very inflexible, stubborn. They have a difficult time relaxing, and they tend to be very resistant to change, right? They're not spontaneous. They are quite frankly the opposite of ENFPs in that term, right? So Tiana, she's not a whole lot like Rapunzel. She's not spontaneous. She's not flexible like that. That would stress Tiana out, right? And in terms of relationships, STJs tend to take relationships, whether they're romantic or friendship or familial, very, very seriously because, once again, they value community. So they do take relationships seriously, right? And they tend to be the ones putting in a lot of effort to ensure that their relationships remain strong and committed, especially on their part. Because, once again, they're going to work hard in all that they do, and they want their relationships to bear that fruit, right? So that's kind of like an ESTJ overview a little bit. Now let's get into Tiana and why she is specifically an ESTJ and how we see that played out in her movie, right? So the ESTJ, or the executive, you could say, once again, some of their core characteristics is that they are driven by structure, discipline, responsibility, and long-term goals. And those are 4 big things that we see in Tiana as a person throughout her entire movie, right? She's very action-oriented and practical, which is why she is typed as an ESTJ. And so my first point is that Tiana values hard work over wishful thinking, right? She's constantly working hard to achieve her dreams. She's planning, she's putting in effort, she's sacrificing so many things so that she can achieve the dream of owning her own restaurant, right? And her famous line is, the only way to get what you want is through hard work, right? Which is, I think that line basically sums up who Tiana is as a person, and it's what kind of creates the contrast between her and Naveen, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And then once again, she's very goal-oriented, right? She saves her money very carefully. Like, she opens that drawer and there's all these jars filled to the brim with money. So she's very careful. She's not really spending a lot because she has that long-term goal of buying the restaurant in mind. And she works multiple jobs in order to buy the restaurant. She is thinking long-term about her goal of owning a restaurant. And even when things go wrong, especially with like her losing the deposit on the restaurant, she's like, okay, how do I fix it? What can I do to get that deposit back? Because I need to fulfill this goal that I have in mind, right? We see that a lot with Tiana. And then another thing that kind of separates Tiana from Rapunzel is that Tiana is very responsible and mature. Not that Rapunzel doesn't display evidence of being responsible or mature. It's just Tiana is that by default because of her personality, right? She's not super spontaneous. Like, she's not after fun. She's not after leisure. She wants to achieve her goals before she can even think about rest or leisure, right? Kind of going back to the not relaxing very easily trait about ESTJs, right? And then another thing that types her as like the ESTJ type, especially the S and the T, is that she solves her problems very, very practically, right? When something goes wrong, like, she's stepping in, she adapts quickly, she takes initiative, she focuses on the solutions, she's a doer, right? She really wants to get things done. We're hungry, okay, I'm gonna make us some gumbo. Or, oh shoot, hunters are on us, everyone split up, run, let's go. Or, oh, we have to turn back into a human, all right, what can we do? Oh, Mama Odie's the person to go to, let's go to her, let's do this, right? She's very much a doer. Whereas kind of like you see Naveen, he's like, oh, you know, I'm just along for the ride, which creates this beautiful contrast between the two that I'm going to talk about in a sec. And I think kind of where we really see her ESTJ is in her character arc, right? I mean, she's still an ESTJ by the end of the movie, but we kind of see her soften a little bit, especially because of Naveen, right? She learns like, okay, you know what? Maybe I am overworking myself. Maybe there is more to life than just fulfilling your dreams, right? And she kind of comes back to, oh, friends and family are also very important, and I should prioritize them while still trying to achieve my goals, right? That whole part where she has that big confrontation with Dr. Facilier and she tells him no, and he offers her the world for the necklace back so he could continue with his evil plans, and she says no, like, love is more important, and I'm not going to give up, you know, my dreams for Naveen's safety. Like, she's like, I won't do that. Like, love is more important to me. Like, I love him and I'm not going to do that because love is more important. So we do kind of see her soften and kind of go from the, oh, it's all about my goals to goals, but family and love first, which is so beautiful to watch. And then this is one of my favorite parts of the entire movie, is we see the contrast between Naveen and Tiana, right? They're complete opposites, right? He's very much go with the flow, spontaneous, very much in his feels, and she is not, right? As we've established, she is not that kind of person. And so that's why they really butt heads at first, because he is cocky, right? He does have a lot of work to do, but she also needs to soften a little bit, right? And we see that as Naveen matures, she begins to soften. And she begins to kind of let love back in to her life. And she remembers, oh, it's love that's most important at the end of the day, right? So it's great. And so he kind of affirms and celebrates the fact that she's hardworking, that she's disciplined, and that she's structured. But he also shows her how to do that with love still very prevalent in her life, which is wonderful, wonderful. And so that is why Tiana is an ESTJ. If you made it this far in the video, comment a green heart, because Tiana is just iconic in her green. But yeah, so that's kind of the summary of Tiana's personality. She's an ESTJ, and she is a very, very good example. Now, obviously, once again, take this with a grain of salt. If you're an ESTJ and your life doesn't look like Tiana's, once again, that's fine, because you're not going to be able to take 8 billion people and boil them down into 16 different personalities perfectly, right? So just remember, like, this is a good role model to have as an ESTJ, and I think she does teach some valuable lessons about the core traits of ESTJs, but she is not the ultimate blueprint for an ESTJ, I should say. She's an expression of many different types of ESTJs. So yeah, but I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you for episode 4. Love you all.